Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lara, or Lara Likes Mascara. I hope you're ready for a project pan or a siren. I hope you are ready for a siren this morning, because I was not. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lara, or Lara Likes Mascara, and I hope you're ready for a new project pan update, because that is what is on the agenda for today. I feel like this year has been a lot of project panning, which is good because I kind of have 3 different projects on the go, but at the same time, that's kind of a lot. I think my ideal is 2. So I will have to think about how to navigate that in future years, but don't worry, this project will always stay, my regular rolling project pan series. That is always going to be a part of my channel, I think. But anyways, let's get right into it. Let's talk about the products that I finished, that I did not finish, that I will be rolling out, that I will be rolling in for this year's 2023 project pan. So in line with my goal to be more organized and on top of the project this year, I've got my little notebook and I will be going in order through all of the items. So I will tell you right off the bat, I did not finish a single thing this time, and that feels really sad, and almost more sad because in my other projects I am a lot more successful. I think I'm putting the most effort into my lip project pan this year, and so I'm having a lot of empties. I'm having a ton of success in that regard, but in my regular project pan, I'm just not using as much makeup as I did in 2022 for a variety of reasons. And so, yeah, I'm not getting through products as fast. Whereas lip products, I just wear those, on a daily basis, regardless of whether I'm wearing makeup on the rest of my face. But this will change, and I am optimistic that I will finish more products over the next few months as I have more social and work activities on my schedule in the spring and summer. So hopefully this will change, and this is the only time that, I don't have an empty to discuss with you in the future. I'm hoping that that is not the case. But I do have progress. That's not to say that there's nothing to report. I definitely have a lot to report, and I feel like there have been changes since last time. So I'm happy about that, but not happy about the lack of empties, which I usually have empties to announce. Also, thank you to Kelly Gooch for the hair inspiration. She was wearing this hair in the video I watched of hers this morning, and I was like, perfect. That's what I'm doing for this video. So first of all, we've got the primer from Becca. Again, nothing to report. I discussed this in my recent 2023 makeup I want to pan over the course of the year video, so you probably already know that this is not done. I'm not going to say anything else in this regard. At this point, I'm honestly considering removing it from my project pan. I'm not going to, but just because it's moving so slowly, and every time I don't finish it, I get a little bit closer to just decluttering what is remaining. If it's not done by the end of the year, I'm going to do that, mark my words. Next up, we've got this brow mascara. This is actually a regular mascara, but I use it as a brow gel. Every single day, I'm like, this is going to be the last time I use it. This is the final time. I'm getting rid of it after this. And then I realized that there's more product. If I really dig around in there, there's so much left. The brush is still completely black and wet every time I put it in there. So I'll do that, and then I'll put it on my brows and be like, aha, it's dry. There's no product left. But then next time, of course, I dig around there some more, and there is. So I said I would be done this by today. I unfortunately was not, but by next time, okay? I'm saying it again. By next time, this will be done. I need a new freaking brow gel in my routine, because this is just a little bit too dark for what I'm preferring these days, especially as brows become a little bit less bold in 2023. I think the fluffy brow is still trendy, but now also thin brows and slightly less bold brows are also on the agenda. So not that I'm trying to stay on trend or whatever, but I would like to try out some other slightly different brow looks, and it is not possible to facilitate that with a black mascara. Third product that, again, I had hoped would be done for today. These are the three that I feel like the most focus is on because I'm the most optimistic about finishing them, is this NYX Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator. And it sucks that I'm not done this for a couple of reasons. First of all, because, you know, it's in my project pan and I've been trying to finish it for so long. It is liquid, so I don't want it to expire. But then also I have another lovely, not liquid, but cream highlighter that I'm trying not to use until I've finished this one up, and I don't want that one to expire. So the quicker I can get through this, the quicker I can move on to my other Merit one. Again, every time I use it, there is less and less product. So you can see there's like nothing coming out there, but then there we go. So I really have to squeeze it. Also, the sides, you can see how much I'm squeezing it because there are those creases there, showing that the packaging is kind of breaking down. That happened to me with another highlight I used to have as well, this e.l.f. one that I think I panned. It's super pinky. Really nice. Let's put a little bit on my collarbone actually, but I just want this done. I really do. Summer, I'm gonna try to use this both on my face and on my collarbones pretty much every single day. Okay, we've got a couple of eyeshadows, which is maybe a little bit unusual for project pans because, again, with this project, my goal is not just to get use out of things. My goal is actually to finish off products, and it's hard to pan eyeshadows. The one that I had in was this ColourPop, I always forget the name, Cuteologist, and I did get use out of it for sure. I found like the one area where I can still pick product up because it is so dried out, but I'm really thinking that I'm going to declutter this for sure by the end of the year, but possibly a lot sooner, just because it barely works anymore. I switched this out recently because I was just kind of tiring of using it, and I put in my other ColourPop single eyeshadow, which is this one in Paradox. It is what I'm wearing today, and it's just so hard to pick product up. Like, I really need to dig my brush in there, and it's a nice color, as you can see, but it's like barely even showing up as purpley anymore. It's almost showing up as a more like reddish orange, just because the color, the pigment is like so dried out. I used to love this. It used to be one of my favorite eyeshadow looks, and I felt like it really made my eyes pop, and it looked especially nice with like a dark purpley lip color. But now I feel like it doesn't even, like, I looked at myself in the mirror before applying my lipstick today and I was like, can I wear a purple lipstick with this? And I was like, no, because my eyes don't even like look purple. Like, this eyeshadow look is not purple anymore because it is so dried out. So anyways, these will probably be leaving my collection fairly soon. It is what it is. I got use out of them, you know, putting them in my project pan. It is effective, but it's also making me realize they need to leave. The next one is this body lotion. I did try to use a lot of these today. So I used the primer today, the highlight, the brow gel, that eyeshadow, and I used this today on my legs. This is the Golden Apple Shimmer Lotion. Oh my god, I'm like, oh no, maybe it's only because it was on its side for a while. I was like, I'm right at the bottom. I can see the bottom, but if you can tell, it's just because it looks like it was on its side. So half of it is much higher up at the bottom, if that makes sense. This is getting more and more difficult to get to because the pump, it seems to be broken. It doesn't work anymore. So in order to actually use it, I go like that, and then I apply it like that on my leg, and then I just keep dipping in for more if I need it. But that is so impractical and getting harder the less product there is in there. So this is probably going to be moving into a different container shortly, and that might actually make it easier to use it up because this just feels like very inaccessible. But let's see if we can get it all to the bottom so that I can see how much there is, because there's definitely been quite a bit of progress since last time. Let's call it there. There we go. So I'm gonna say it is to about here, just the bottom of those letters there. And when I started this in the project pan, I think it was more like halfway. So good progress, but it's time to get it out. So I got to keep working on that. In the last video, I said that I thought I would only get use out of that in the winter because that is when my legs are drier. But because it is shimmery, I feel like it could work in the spring when like my legs are more bare, you know what I mean? Because it has like a little bit of an effect. Don't love the smell, and it is very smelly. Like whenever I put it on in the bathroom and then I come into the bedroom, my partner is like, whoa, like did you just moisturize, or like did you just spray perfume or something like that? Because it is so scented, and I don't necessarily want people to like have their reaction when I come to within 10 feet of them. But you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, let's do one more non-makeup item, because I do have, I mean, most of this is makeup, but there's a couple things that are non-makeup. These are 2 perfume samples. Again, these I talked about in my full year product empty goals. I try not to have too many things that are like overlapping, but this is one of them. So these are these 2 perfumes. You can see that there is less than half in both of them. I've made more progress on the bigger one because I don't like this as much. So I'm just kind of trying to use it up. I think because this is it's a sprayer, this one I actually have to like open up and sort of like, you know, pour onto my wrist. Because it's a sprayer, it should be easier to use because I can spray it on my clothing, my hair, but I just forget that I can do that for whatever reason. When I think about a perfume that I want to like spray on myself, I just reach for one of my bigger ones. But yeah, these are both fine. I don't love them. I mean, it's nice. I don't know. I've been thinking more about Perfume lately because Kelly Gooch just did a video. Sorry, I keep mentioning her, but she walked us through her perfume collection. And I feel like if I hadn't recently been to Sephora, I would have been like, ooh, I want all of these perfumes. I bet they all smell so good. But literally just the day before that, I had been in Sephora with my sister for the Sephora sale. She doesn't have any perfumes, and she was like, I need my signature one. So I was like, okay, I'll help you figure out which one you want. But I smelled so many, and I was honestly like underwhelmed by pretty much all of them. So I don't know if I'm just like not a perfume person, or if I just haven't smelled my signature one, but like I'm real happy with the ones that I have, and I don't feel like I need to go out and buy more. Anyways, that was an uncalled for rant that had nothing to do with my project pan. But yeah, these are fine. I'm just trying to use them up, but it is taking a while, as you can see. I have actually moved this bigger one to the bathroom to remember to reach for it every day while I'm doing my makeup or skincare, because while they've been in this thing, I just forget about them. Partly that is because for a long time my like main workstation was the desk here in the room, and so I would be like doing my work and then it'd be like, oh, which lipstick should I apply today, and like which perfume. But now my partner is actually, this is another tangent, I'm really sorry, but I want to explain like how usage happens. So he has been home writing his thesis because he is defending his PhD soon, and he has been mainly at the desk and I've mainly been in the kitchen. And so I just like forget to come over here and apply my perfume. So anyways, it's in the bathroom now, so I'm optimistic about finishing this big one for next time. The next one are, oh, these are also some other samples. These are lip samples though, and I do have one exciting kind of announcement. I don't know if it's exciting. I am decluttering this. Yes, you heard it. These came as part of the KVD, I don't know, birthday gift maybe, or some kind of sample many years ago. And I actually love KVD lipsticks. Like, I don't think I've ever owned one, but when I've used other people's in the past, I just love like the texture and the scent and even the look of the lipstick. But I just find lip samples so challenging to use, to reach for. This is a color that actually would have been good to wear today on my lips, that purpley, but whenever I apply it, I just literally get it everywhere. Like it's just everywhere on my lips. I can't keep it within the lines because I'm just applying it with my finger. So what I was trying to do was use this as blush for a while and see how that worked out as kind of like a cream blush, but I just didn't like the color that much, and I've also had this one open for a while, so I didn't feel super comfortable with that. And as I announced in a recent video, I don't love dark lips anymore, so I knew that between not liking this color as a blush and not liking this color as a lip product, it was never going to get used. So I'm just decluttering it. I actually did reach for it quite a bit, but you can barely see that in here, which is another part of the reason why I'm getting rid of it, because sometimes when I can't see any progress at all and I don't like a product, I just like run out of willpower. If I was actually seeing progress, maybe I would have pushed through, but because it was, no, I kept looking at it and being like, I use this, I swear, I used this today and yesterday. I decided to just toss it. These ones I think I will like more as lip colors and blush colors because this is a red, and I do really like red blush and red lips. And then this is more of a nudie shade. So I will be interested to see how these work out. I'm also more into cream blush right now because it is, you know, more of a dewy season for skin for spring, summer. And I recently got the Cloud Paint blush in Spark and I'm loving that. So I'm trying to get a bit more into cream blushes. So hopefully for next time I will have opened these and have some progress to announce. The next one is an eyeshadow. I know, another eyeshadow, but I'm actually wearing it today and it has really grown on me, which it would not have done if I did not put it in this project pan because for so long I did not reach for it. Putting it in the project pan does that to you. So it looks more like a brownie taupe shade in here, but I feel like on my lids, this is the only shimmer that I have on my lids. On the lids, it is a color that I like a lot better. It feels a lot warmer, just like a really nice shimmer. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying this. Again, it's an eyeshadow, so this is going to take literally forever to use up, but I'm just happy to say that I have been reaching for it. Yeah, that always feels good. And the final thing that was from last time, I do have some new roll-ins, but this is the final product that I rolled in last time, is this Maybelline Potted eyeliner in Blackest Black. I've had this for so long and you can see there's progress. I did make a decent amount of progress this past month, but I just forget to reach for it in my makeup bag because I have so many of these little like potted things in there recently. I have this e.l.f. eyeshadow. I had those two ColourPop eyeshadows. I have my MAC Painterly paint pot and this Revlon paint pot, and those are what I use as like my eyelid primer every day. And then I have this little mini highlight that looks like this. So I just had so many of these things in my makeup bag that I just like forgot how many were in there and never reached for this. So I maybe used this like 5 times, maybe 7 times since I announced it in my project pan, and it's fine. Like it works fairly well. I wouldn't say it's as good as like a liquid liner or even as good as my Urban Decay pencil liners, but I just don't have a brush that is perfectly suited to this, and so it does get a little bit messy. I think if I had like a really, really precise small liner brush, I would like this better, but the one that I'm using is just not ideal. I think it's the one that came with this actually when I purchased it, and so yeah, it never ends up like a very precise liner look, which is what I go for pretty much all the time. I just went and grabbed the brush so I can show you. So this is what it looks like. It's not huge, but I know that there's much smaller liner brushes, so let me just kind of demonstrate for you what it looks like. So I dip the brush in there, get it all over, and then, sorry, it's kind of like I can't really see what I'm doing. You see, like it's fine, but it's not thin enough for my preferences. It's just like, and maybe that's from use, maybe it's because I've had it for so long that it's just lost its like pointiness, you know? But yeah, it's not ideal. So I didn't get that much use out of it. And it's kind of annoying when you like have something that you can't really use because you don't have the right instrument for it. I even feel this way about clothing sometimes. I'm like, man, like I want to wear this outfit. I have like the shirt and the pants and the jacket for it, but I don't have the right pair of shoes. Or I could feel that way and like not have the right color t-shirt. Like I don't have a basic white t-shirt right now, and I feel like I need that for so many outfits. But anyways, let me know what you think I should do about this. Don't say declutter it, okay? I want a workaround here, people. Just outsourcing all of my problems to you guys. But honestly, I feel like you solve a lot of them. So thank you. I appreciate ya. Okay, we've got 2 rollouts and 3 roll-ins. Does that make sense? Aren't I gonna end up with too many? So I'm actually going to have 11 products rather than 10 in the next 2 months, but that's fine. So obviously I'm going to be rolling out this potted eyeliner because I haven't sussed out how to properly use it. And I'm also going to be rolling out the ColourPop eyeshadow. As I mentioned, I've just really been struggling with using this, and I'm more prioritizing using this purple one than the red one because I had this in for a couple months already. I'm not rolling this into the project pan just because I'm really struggling to use it, so I don't want to force myself to use it. I also have Hot Docs coming up, which is, I'm really big into film festivals, and Hot Docs is one of the main ones of the year in Toronto, and I'm working it. I just kind of want to have fun with my makeup during that festival, and that's the next few weeks. So yeah, TBD on what I do with those two eyeshadows. And that means that there are 8 products in my project pan, and I'm going to be rolling 3 new ones in. And I'm actually really excited about these new roll-ins because I haven't had a blush or bronzer in this project in a little while. I think I have one blush in it for 2 months, like for the length of one update, but other than that I've had no like foundation, concealer, bronzer, blush in it all year. And those products are usually more fun to track because they get used up quicker and you can see pan on them. And that is the case for these products. So we've got these 3 here. These are all fairly new in my collection. I got them all within the past year, and that's pretty surprising that I'm like already in a rush to get them out, because the rest of these products, some of them have been around for way longer than that. But I'll explain why with each of them. So this is the Dream BB Pure Skin Mattifying Beauty Balm from Maybelline. Shauna actually decluttered this to me because she didn't like it. I've never asked why that is. It says for oily skin. I would agree. I think that this is like good foundation for my skin. It is from Maybelline, which is not cruelty free, so I would not repurchase it. I've been sitting here trying to figure out how to show you how much is left because it's completely opaque. Like even when I hold it up to the light, I can't see the level at all. So what I'm gonna do instead is try to push all the air out of it. Oh, some just came up. Not good. Not good. Okay. It's definitely not the best method to do this. But as you can see, I'm not sure if you can hear that. Not over that car, you can't. Yeah, there's not that much left. I'm pushing a lot of air out of it. I have been using this. Well, I only have 2 foundations right now, so this is pretty much the only foundation I've been using since I finished my last one, which was the Becca, the one that went with this many months ago, back in 2022. So I enjoy this, but I want to get it out. I'm just feeling like maybe this is expiring soon. I did actually just get a new foundation and concealer. That is part of the reason why these are in this project pan in the Sephora sale, because this is my last foundation and concealer. I also have the Merit foundation stick, but I see that kind of as a different purpose. It's like a foundation and concealer in one. So anyways, when these are out, I wanted to have new ones to bring in. So yeah, I want to finish this so I can move on to my next foundation, which I'm very excited about. I got the Fenty Ease Drops. And then this is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. This was from Shauna as well. And you can't see it now, but there is windowing. I don't know if you can tell, but frequently, like for example, there you go. Can you see that? I'll use this, and when I pulled it out, that was enough to put on my face, but now, because there's not that much left, I have to dip it in a couple of times to get enough product. It does have a little slight kind of a smell. It still applies perfectly fine. I don't think that this is breaking me out, so I'm still using it, but I think that, you know, within a month, this is going to be done, which is good, because by that point, the change in scent will probably be a lot more noticeable. And I got the LYS concealer to replace this one. So just trying to get these 2 out as soon as possible so that I can move on to my new ones. And, you know, while those are still good and not expired. And the final product that I'm rolling in is this Fenty Cream Bronzer. This was also from Shauna. I really enjoy this. I am wearing it today, you know, kind of all over. And this is my only cream bronzer, but I kind of like it better than powder bronzer. I can't quite articulate why that is, but I do have pan in it quite a bit. And I think that this is just a great product for the summer because it's very like natural and dewy. It does have a bit of shimmer in it also, which tends to be better in the summer than in the winter. But I think when I'm done this, I want to get like a stick cream bronzer, because I just feel like that would give me more control. And yeah, you know, as I've said for many years, I don't really like bronzer, but I think it's that I don't like powder bronzer. So far, I'm really enjoying having a cream bronzer. But that is it. Those are all 11 products that are in my project pan for the next couple of months. Let's just do a little quick what I think I will have finished. Should I say this? I don't know. I don't know if I should say I will have finished this. I am going to say again that I want to have finished this, definitely this, and this. Those are going to be my 3 goals for next time. It would also be amazing if I finish this concealer. So for now, let's say these 4 products I want to have done for next time and think I will have done. Fingers crossed. Let me know what you guys think if you're enjoying this project pan series, and if you are doing your own, and how many products do you think I will be done by next time. Can I finish this one as well? It remains to be seen. Honestly, I am more optimistic than I should be because most of the time I don't finish the things that I set out to finish, at least not this year. I think last year it was a lot better, but I'm rambling now. So let's talk about a book that I've been reading lately. Okay, folks, we have got another trauma-centered nonfiction book. So if you think that's going to be tough to listen to, just click out now. But this is called What My Bones Know, a memoir of healing from complex trauma by Stephanie Fu. I actually read this on audio. This is what my book club is reading for this month. It is actually coming in at the library now. Like, it's waiting for me to be picked up, but I already listened to it on audio because I wasn't sure if I would get it before book club because it did just come out. But anyways, Stephanie Fu is an American journalist. I hadn't heard of her before, but I think she's very well known. She worked for NPR, This American Life, for a long time, but she had an extremely traumatic childhood, and this, well, it's a memoir of how she basically heals from the trauma that she experienced in her childhood, and how that is a continual process. It's not like a, quick check, go through some therapy sessions, and then you are like fixed. It's much more complicated than that. She has complex PTSD, which she delves into in this book. It's really sad. It's really heartbreaking. It does have a happy ending, but I really appreciated the way that she linked her individual trauma to, stories of complex trauma in her community and in Asian American communities, because where she grew up in San Francisco, it was heavily majority Asian American, and most of the people that she grew up with, their families, like their parents or their parents' parents, came from refugee camps in, a variety of countries, in Malaysia, Cambodia, the Philippines. So they're refugees, or many of them are undocumented immigrants. It seems like all of the people who she grew up with, their families went through a lot in order to get them to where they were today. And so their parents' generations and their grandparents' generations, they went through generational trauma. And so she talks about the way that affects each generation, not just in the way that parents treat their children, whether that be by abusing them, but even like in their bones, the way that trauma actually affects your body at like a molecular level and makes you more likely to have various illnesses, physical and mental. That part was really upsetting to read about, because she talks about what high school was like and how, like, what all the kids were going through. And she strikes a really good balance between being angry at her family and her parents and all of the parents who did this to their kids, while at the same time understanding that the parents had all gone through a lot themselves, and there were reasons for why they were abusive beyond just being evil people and painting them as, caricatures. And I should also say that this is not just like within her community. I think this is applicable to anybody whose family has gone through any kind of generational trauma, intergenerational trauma, especially for marginalized people. I think it was really interesting for like thinking through your own family's history and your ancestry because of that. She's a great writer, and I think that this is a great book to discuss in book club. I'm really glad that I read this with a lot of people. So highly recommend. I did also recently read The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk, which she references many times in her book as well. And that is more about how he realized what complex PTSD is and like created that diagnosis. But yeah, on that note, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys next time.